Okay. Now we can start using big strips. As you can see, I'm actually taping right up onto the ear there. It's just me kind of blocking out the edges right now, because I want to make sure that this cling wrap stays where it needs to go. And see, even though I had a whole row of tape here, it's all gone. I haven't even done the ears yet. Well, the ear. The one ear. Now, I'm stopping right here because I don't want to go over that jawline too much. I want to make sure that I'll be able to make this jaw move, and if you tape it up while it's closed, it's not going to move. So that's why I'm working more on the back of the head right now, just to make sure this hood stays in place. Check that all up there, Okay, now this is where it gets a little tricky. You want to open your mouth. So you can really use anything to keep the mouth open. I find bobbin of thread works out pretty good. It's a nice ugly color. Because this is essentially as wide as the mouth is going to get. Like, unless you have some kind of exceptional jaw, you're not going to be able to open up the mouth much wider than that. Now, you can do one of two things. With this section here, you can leave it just as the fabric, and it goes onto the bottom jaw, and it literally stops right here. However, you need to make sure that you wear a black balaclava underneath this, otherwise you'll see your flesh in this area. Or, you can tape up in here while the mouth is open, and you can glue the fur actually on the inside all the way to this joint, and it'll just cinch up whenever you close the mouth. Third option is you can actually add a separate piece of black spandex and glue it just on the inside of this ridge here, not attached to the hood, completely separate. Before you actually put the hood on, you would attach this piece of elastic, or not piece of elastic, sorry, piece of spandex, and glue it on the inside. This is actually what I've done a couple times with my skulls, and glued it on the inside of this section right here on the bottom jaw. So you just glue it here on the inside, and glue it here on the inside, and then that way it's got a stretchy material, and it'll cover the side of your face so you won't see it. So that's actually what I'm going to be doing for this hood, so I'm not going to worry about in here, because I'll be doing a separate piece for that. I find that if you have the fur in here, there's a high chance it'll actually cause issues with the jaw closing because it's so fluffy. So that's why I just prefer using spandex. So I'm just going to go ahead here and just do a little bit of taping just in this area. Just so I can get these little indentations of the bone with the fur. I can feel right here that this tape actually caused a problem, so I'm going to take that off. Cut into that. That little bone to show. And don't be afraid to cut too much, because you could always just tape back over it again. I'm actually going to need a little bit of tape here on the plastic just so I can get it to stay in place. So I'm just trimming it away. Come on, you. Work with me. Not against me, with me. There we go, that's better. Okay, now it's really showing off that piece of skull there. Okay. Now I'm just going to continue my way down with the mouth open, at least for this section. And then I'll close the mouth again to make sure that the underneath of the neck is open enough. I'm just going to actually just continue along the chest here. And I want this hood to be a little bit longer than I normally have it, so I'm having it go down all the way to the table. Tape's starting to get a little sticky. Oh no, it came off. No. This is why I need the pins. Sometimes the tape does not want to stick to the manikin. This requires a little bit of persuasion with the pin. Okay, I think that's about as far as I want to go with the jaw open. Let the jaw close back up again. Because you also want to make sure that you've got movement. So the jaw closes back up again. So I'm just going to pull this a little bit. I feel there's tension right here. I don't like. There we go. That's better. Do another pin. I don't like how it's moving around so much. That's better. Now you can see better. Okay, I'm start going with a bit smaller pieces now. I'm gonna get a bit more tricky. It's got a lot more curves in these areas. Okay, that's all taped up underneath the jaw. End up shifting a little bit up here, which I don't like too much.